When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Gary. Hey, Max. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Joey. Judy. Good to see you. Texas history lover. Good to see you. Today is Yom Kippur for those who celebrate it. Hey, Marianne. How are you? Everybody doing well? Hey, angels. If you will, please invite your followers in. Hey, Helen. I'm going to read just a few lines from Ephesians. Good morning, Daniel. Blessed be the Lord, the God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has blessed us with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places in Christ, just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestined us to adoption as sons by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, by which he made us accepted in the beloved. We start the fast at sundown. Okay, cool, Joy. Hey, Marianne, Miss Andrew Vaughn, how are you? Good morning. Harley, how are you? Good to see you. Jules, hello, hello. So, I didn't put this. Hi, Susan, I'm fine. I've got my granddaughters here, so we'll be nipping in and out. Not a problem, Marianne. I sort of got started this morning in dealing with those on the left. Hey, the pizza guy, Ronaldo, how are you? And let's just say I didn't want to put this in the description because I knew that we would get trolls by doing it. But I don't know if you've noticed, but the trending right now is, hey, Robin, good morning, is all about Stormy Daniels and her lovely book. And in the book, I guess this is where we've come to in our world, especially with Democrats. In her book, she describes, allegedly, the penis of Donald Trump. This is where we are. She compares it to Mario, Mario's cart. And I mean, I can't believe that we have stooped this low. Seriously. And I had some, I was looking through some of the trending things. I know, Joey, but I kind of, this guy with a little blue check mark in an independent reporter, he comes out with, all of her stuff, writes an article about her, just is enamored with her. And he writes on his tweet, this was definitely the article I needed to start my day with. So being the, person that I am, I said, why? Because you are that into penises? ? And he writes back, sick burn. But what are you going to do for the rest of the day now that you've used all your considerable brain power coming up with that? And I said, certainly not lose any more by reading your articles. I hope she said he was the biggest. No, she compared it to Mario, his cart. And I don't know. I guess the cart is like a mushroom. So anyway. Yeah, too much information. I know, Robin. We didn't. She did. Good morning, Dixie. Yeah, I just had to put in my 2 cents worth because I couldn't hold back. But I think it's disgusting that your book. But I mean, to be fair, she's a porn star. So what else do you expect her to describe but a man's anatomy? Really? I mean, would you have thought she would say anything nice or talk about his intellect? No, she's pretty much focused on one area, and apparently that's what the book it talks about. So, anyway, enough said about that. But I just had to share with you. I just got started early today, with the little blue check mark. So, anyway, who just joined? Hey, Kim. Kim, how are you? I don't know who just joined, except you. I don't know if you just joined. Does the book have pictures? Intellect is above her pay grade. That's for sure, Helen. Wayne, I don't know. I'm sure she probably has her own pictures somewhere. And of herself, of course. The president has a penis. I think she's guessing, Gary said. Good morning. If you've seen one, then you've seen them all, Judy said. Who were you talking about? Oh, I was talking about Stormy Daniels' lovely book and a little back and forth that I had with a little blue check mark on Twitter. Pop-up book. Big Al, that's good. That's good. A picture pop-up book. That's what she should have had. And who knows, maybe that's what it is. So oh my God, that was good, Big Al. That was good. It's all a distraction from the redaction. Yep. Yes, Helen. The FISA application, declassifications. Kim said whores will be whores. Sorry, late spraying for mosquitoes. You said spaying for mosquitoes. Is that different? I'm not going there. Harley said. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. The Democrats are just digging their hole deeper. Yes. Let's get into the digging of the holes that the Democrats are in. I wrote an article. I hope you will share the article about Keith Ellison on my SusanKnowles.com website. Wish I could spay them. I know, Barbara. The thinking. As we continue to talk about I know, Judy. That was too much. As we continue to talk and focus on Kavanaugh, just know this. The Democrats want you to continue to focus on Kavanaugh so that you won't say another single solitary word and you will forget about it ever happened with Keith Ellison. We need to change that tide. We need to do something about it. As you know, and if you don't know, let me fill you in a little bit. I know, Robin, it could turn bad real quick. That's why I got out of it. Am I the only one thinking the Republicans will keep this House and the Senate? No, I'm hoping. Hey, Alan, thanks for retweeting. Keith Ellison had 2 accusers. I don't know if you knew about the second accuser. Yeah, get the Ellison video. The one was Karen Monahan, who was a former girlfriend. Hey, Tom. Did anyone think that wasn't going to happen to Kavanaugh? They are out to take him down, just like they are the president, Harley, of course. With Ellison, again, yeah, you didn't know there were 2, Judy, because the mainstream media didn't want to tell you that there were 2. And neither does anybody else want you to know there are 2. The first one, as you may recall, was the woman's son, Karen Monahan's son, saying that he found a video showing, allegedly, Keith Ellison pulling his mother, dragging her off the bed and calling her effing B and other things. And the second person supposedly had similar experience of being, she says, pushed, shoved, etc. You can see it all in my article. Gives her name. He got a restraining order against her. She tried to get a restraining order against him, and the judge dismissed it. Now, I find that very highly suspect, and I'll tell you why. When you go to court and you ask for a temporary restraining order, especially if you are a woman, most judges would be scared to death to not allow you to have that temporary restraining order. Because if anything happened to you, they would probably be out of a job, they would be on the hook, and everything else. It seems to me, let's say it was true, and I'm not saying it is, they're allegations. That judge probably was biased to the fact that it was Keith Ellison, and he didn't want that temporary restraining order to go against Keith Ellison's record. That could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is. That's my opinion. Those are allegations. And here's what I don't understand. I do understand, but follow me on this one. We have Kavanaugh, who is going to be confirmed, hopefully, to the Supreme Court for a lifelong position in that job, right? So Democrats would make the argument, even if this did happen 40 years ago, no report of it made to police, 20-year rule should. Well, the DOJ has already come out, Kim, and said there's no federal crime here. There's not a crime. They don't care if there's been a crime. You don't know what's necessary to get a restraining order. Basically, just going in and saying somebody did something to you. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to get a restraining order. You can get it initially, and then you have like typically 25 days, and then you've got to come in and show proof why it should be extended, sometimes for a year, 2 years, 3 years. So it's a kind of a he said, she said, but any judge would be really afraid not to give a person at least a 25-day temporary restraining order. Thank you, Ella, for the super hearts. Really appreciate it. So why aren't we having a hearing for Keith Ellison? Why are we not even talking about Keith Ellison when we have two Mama Lucky, I was a practicing attorney. I know how easy it is to get temporary restraining orders. It's really simple. Why are we not talking about him? Why are we not having a hearing? Why are we not demanding that these women accusers come forward and have a hearing with Keith Ellison, just like we're going to do with Kavanaugh on Monday? Why don't we have them come in, demand that this take place? This man is a U.S. representative. He's a congressman right now who is running for Minnesota Attorney General. And this is, you know, as we always know, and we've been told over and over by Patrick Leahy, I've been in Congress for 40 years. Hey, Carmen, that's a lifelong job right there. 40 years, that's pretty lifelong. So Democrats, don't give me the argument, well, this is, you know, congressman, and this over here is a Supreme Court. We're looking at a different time period, different things, blah, blah, blah. No. We're talking, for some people, it's a lifelong job. Look at Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, just to name a few others. That's a problem, 40 years. Yep. When is the vote for Kavanaugh? Well, it's been postponed. It was to be on Thursday, Dixie Doodles, and now we don't know because we're having this hearing on Monday. That's assuming that this accuser even shows up. Now, back to Ellison. We need to do something. I really do feel that we need to have a petition with the White House for equal treatment. Now, the White House is not Congress, and I get that. But the White House could put Congress on notice that the American public wants it. Now, why do I say congressmen can be voted out, SCOTUS can't? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter hanging. I mean, that is true, hanging with Mike. However, a congressman shouldn't be a congressman or a congresswoman if they have committed a crime. And we're talking about something that wasn't 35 years ago. It wasn't something where both were minors at the time. We're talking about something that could be classified as a felony. Now, we've been told, oh, well, there's a review. Who's doing the review? Who? Is there going to be hush money paid to these women out of the slush fund, quote-unquote slush fund? Hey, Chezzy, are we going to do that? Are we going to silence them and this will all go away and Keith Ellison will be elected as the Minnesota AG so he can fight Donald Trump? And that's another reason they're not going after him, because they know what he wants to do. He wants to be AG because he thinks that's more effective against our president. We as Republicans, we don't have anybody with a backbone in Congress right now. We maybe have one or two people that are not willing to stand up and say, hey, you're welcome, Judy. Thank you for bringing this up, Susan. We don't have anybody in the Republican Party that says, look, you know what? We're over here doing this to Kavanaugh. We want equal treatment. We want the Democrats to be treated just like the Republicans. You're calling a hearing on Kavanaugh. We want a hearing today on Ellison. Democrats are in charge of the inquiry. That's what I heard too. That's what I heard too. That it was some attorney of the DNC that was reviewing this. BS. BS. That is not an independent counsel. That is not any type of independent investigation. And then I don't even know if the ethics committee is looking at it. If not, why not? And again, we should demand a hearing, and we should have a petition. Yeah, I know, Mike. It is BS. We should have a petition with the White House. I don't want anyone human to be treated like this. I know, Kim. Her lawyer works for Soros. That's the rumor, Cully. But what I'm saying is we need a petition to the White House saying we, the people of the United States, want Keith Ellison held to the same standard as the Democrats are holding Kavanaugh and anybody else on the Republican. You don't have to be from Minnesota to make your voice heard about Keith Ellison. That's true, Judy. Definitely Jim Jordan also. Judy, he is still a congressperson. He's a United States congressperson. So I say do a petition to the White House. Let the White House put, some pressure on Congress. Because if you call your congressperson, they're not going to do anything about it. They are not going to do anything about it. Yes, Jim Jordan may do it. Mark Meadows may do something. And guess where it'll go after that? Probably not too far. We have Congress people who are up for re-election, like Susan Collins, who's sitting there going, oh, we need to postpone the Kavanaugh hearing because if he lied, then he's disqualified. You know why she said that? Because she's coming up for re-election, not this time, but next time, and she's got to have her constituents believe that she really has one foot in the Democrat Party, like we all know that she has. That's why she's doing that. And now, what else do we have? We have rhinos like Jeff Flake and Corker, who are both going to be gone, who say, you know what? We got to hold off on that vote there on Kavanaugh because there's some stuff that we need to talk about. This is our problem too. We have rhinos in there who won't do anything, and then rhinos who obstruct. That's what we have. We have a problem in the Republican Party. We've got to do something else besides sitting back, being reactive, and waiting for things to happen. We need to be proactive. Do I have any volunteers out there, anybody who wants to step forward and get that petition going to the White House? Any takers? Any volunteers? Any volunteers that will just do that? Could not lie if they did not ask him about this. I think they will vote next week. Well, hope so, Barbara. Hope so. Depends on what happens on Monday. Brett Kavanaugh is the Serpico of judges, rhinos and Dems. The Republicans don't have a backbone and they never hold the line, always folding to the Dems. That's right. I have no idea how to do it. The Republicans don't. Does anybody want to take a stab at doing that petition to the White House? Do you know anybody who wants to do it? Gary said he'll do it. Gary, go for it. We have a Canadian who's stepping up to write a petition for the White House. If I wasn't wrapped up with my mom, I would. I know you would, Marlene. Thank you. So Gary, do we have a commitment that you're going to do that? I don't think I'd do it correctly, Carmen said. So Gary, our Canadian, is going to be writing a petition to the White House. And Gary, once you do that, get it to me and I will get it to everybody. Get it out there for people to sign that. We cannot let this Keith Ellison story fade away. Judy said she'll help in any way that she can, Gary. Thank you, Gary. I'll definitely sign it, Carmen said. So, Gary, are you saying that for sure you're going to do it? Gary's quiet right now, so I want to wait to get his yes that he's going to actually do it. So, but we need to have it done. I'm not kidding you. What else are they doing today in Congress? They're having a meeting on the Hill again. Let's write one together. Gary, I don't know how to do it, or I would. I've signed plenty of them, and I'll sign this one. Can anybody work with Gary to get that petition? Would anybody volunteer to work with Gary to get that petition up and running? Do those digital signatures work? I know they get the attention of the White House, Daniel, and that's what we need to do. Gary, I would just say, the starting line is that we, the people of America, Chessie said she can try it. We, the people of America, want to call attention to the fact that Congress is not doing, the Democrats are not doing the same thing, and I'm just wording this funny, doing the same thing with Keith Ellison as they did with Kavanaugh, and we demand that there be hearings held on Keith Ellison, public hearings, et cetera, et cetera. Is this a Jeff Sessions job? Dixie, I don't know. I don't know. Does it involve a speech somewhere? Because that seems to be all he can do. Anyway, what I was saying was, what the Democrats, you know what they're back to doing today? We're back to talking about Russia. We're back to talking about why not just call your congressman? Because it's not going to work, Mama. They don't listen. Plus, we need numbers to call them also. Make an accessible digital petition. Congress doesn't listen. You can call Congress all day long and have somebody sitting there, and they say they listen, but they really, really don't. The Muslim Brotherhood is protecting Ellison, Lori said. Well, somebody's protecting Ellison. This morning I saw Kamala Harris basically who said, oh, with Kavanaugh, I believe his accuser. Okay. No one listens anymore to us. I know, Chicago Pops. It's true. It's absolutely true. So Kamala Harris believes the accuser on Kavanaugh. And I wrote and attached my article to it and said, oh, then do you believe the two female accusers that came forward on Keith Ellison? If not, why not? Because he's Democrat? What is it? You know, I mean, so let her see that. She probably won't, but if she did, you know, this is the way the Democrats work. They are one-sided. They go after the Republicans. And the Republicans, what do? The Republicans run away with their tails between their legs. You really don't think Sessions is going to pull a fast one soon? Gosh, I wish he would have liked him. Well, can she read? I'm not sure, Barbara. I believe her also, but 40 years later doesn't count unless she had reported earlier. Well, Kim, her attorney says she doesn't need to corroborate her story in any way. Okay, is anyone else going to do this? If not, I'll try. So, Judy, I don't know if you want to help and work with Gary. I don't know how to get the two of you to kind of meet because Gary is over on Twitter. Gary, I don't know if you can come over to Periscope and give everybody your handles so that Judy can work with you on this. The victim can't remember anything. That's BS. I know it's BS. Absolutely BS. It's the same thing, Kim, as what they used to do when women would accuse men of raping them a long time ago. Something may have happened, but not like she remembers. She could have been inebriated. You can't just say somebody did something to you, whether it's rape or any other type of assault, et cetera, and not expect somebody to ask you questions about it and have to defend against it. Hey, Danielle, anybody should. I'm Judy Rademacher. Let's see. Rademacher 4. Okay. So I'll try to get this over to Gary. The whole setup reminds me of CIA, FBI. Hey, how are you? Pimvoke. I want to work with Gary. Chezzy G. She does not remember the dates or place it happened. I'm sure she expected to be questioned. She wasn't raped. She was groped. No, but see, Kim, later on, she changed it to attempted rape. Why do you believe her, a drunk teen, who never told her therapist this? Oh, there's Love Canada. Judy, give us your Twitter handle again. Gary's on right now. Give your Twitter handle again. I can give you details of what happened to me. No dates, but places, Carmen said. So, Judy, it's Judy, RADEMACHER 4, Gary. Attempting and doing her different. Ask Steve Jobs. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. She first said he attacked her, and she thought inadvertently was going to kill her. Judy, Gary is on here at Love Canada something. He's on Periscope right now on this page. Look for him. Gary, say something again so Judy can see you and you two can hook up on this. Dims do not care if the allegations are true. It's only a stall tactic. It's right. The stall tactic, and I'll guarantee you between now and Monday, there'll be more things that come up. More things will come up that they'll throw into the fire because that's what they do. The more time, there you go. There you go, Judy. There's Gary. Love Canada 8. So you two work together. Thank you for doing that. I don't want to dismiss any victim of sexual abuse, but this girl appears to have an agenda. Why not? Why now? Exactly. As I said, she first told her therapist in 2012, supposedly according to the Washington Post, that she was attacked and that she thought he was going to inadvertently kill her. And then the second year, which would have been 2013, she claims that at age 15 or 16, that was an attempted rape in her late teens. Doesn't add up. Now, Orrin Hatch tweeted out, it was first 4 men, then it was 2. Why didn't she come out when he was becoming a judge? She said her therapist put down 4 instead of 2. That was her therapist's mistake, supposedly. But Orrin Hatch came out yesterday and said that Kavanaugh said he was never at that party. So somebody's lying, or somebody just can't remember what happened 35 years ago, like most of us can't. Again, I'll tell you something, and this is what I was saying yesterday to somebody. 35 years ago, some of my classmates, I would not be able to remember their names or who they were. I went to school with them. How does she remember a guy that didn't even go to school with her because she went to an all-girls school and he went to an all-boys school? Gailey, oh, Robin. Hey, Robin, I bet another woman will come forward before Monday, too. Soros will pay someone. Yep, probably. She works with memory, shock therapy, meditation. Jerry said she told her representative when she heard Kavanaugh was on the list for SCOTUS, it's not just now. Yeah, she basically, Mama said that when she found out that even before, when she thought he might be appointed, or nominated, that's when she came forward. I thought she didn't remember where it was. She doesn't remember whose house it was, and she doesn't remember exactly what year it was, or whether it was summer. It was maybe somewhere in 1982. If they were drinking, memories are not often the truth. That's right, Kim. I don't even recognize people I went to school with, pass them in the grocery store. Why was she drunk at 15 at drunken party? Where were her parents? Yeah, well, those are all good questions, Alexis. His mother was a judge in a lawsuit with her parents long ago. That's been cleared up, Lori. The only thing that the Kavanaugh's mother did as a judge was to go ahead and dismiss the foreclosure. So that was a good thing. You know, the plaintiffs and the defendants, which were this woman's parents, they entered into a settlement and the foreclosure was dismissed. So they got to keep their property and the judge just dismissed it. So there was nothing negative about what Judge Kavanaugh's mother did. So that was something that was kind of came out yesterday, and like Daily Caller cleared it up. Oh, I will make everyone mad. I do not give a flip about a one-time make-out session from high school, Barbara said. She's communicating with the CIA guy just before she wiped her social media accounts. Yeah, well, if you have sources, please let me know. Hey, Nina. I don't doubt it, but we kind of need sources, somebody to really back that up. And again, it smells of CIA. It smells of FBI, CIA, whatever. I was involved in an attempted rape, and I remember even clothes I had on. I was 15, now I'm 63, Robin said. Yeah, there are some things that traumatically happened to you. You don't forget, and you do remember details. There was still animosity there just because they had to go to court. I would think, well, Lori, her mother wasn't the judge involved in that initial filing. She just probably sat in for a judge that day. They just happened to get in her court, and she dismissed it. Zero has them undocumented. Grassley upset. Feinstein refusing to set up phone calls. Yeah, Kavanaugh wanted to speak to everybody yesterday at 5:30, and the Democrats would not take their phone call. Feinstein said, nope, we're not taking the phone call. Why not? If everybody is innocent until proven guilty, why are you afraid to even take a phone call? What is your problem? We all know what the problem is. If she's an expert in meditation, she could pass a polygraph even if lying. Judy said, can I send links here? Yeah, you can, Gary, if you want to do that. Of course, I think I can, yeah. Or send it to my DM or whatever it is. Yeah, there's too many holes in this. Like I said, the DOJ already said, thanks for retweeting, Pamela, and inviting, already said there's no federal crime here. Let's see, we don't know what the polygraph questions were, or we don't know the expertise of the person who gave the polygraph test, D. Just because the person is an FBI agent doesn't mean they have expertise in that field. We don't need phone calls and closed hearings. We need transparency. When are Dems going to question Keith Ellison and Schumer about their allegations from women? Never, Robin. And we talked about that in the very beginning. You might want to listen to the replay on this. And I have an article out at SusanKnowles.com about it. Yeah, the polygraph test basically was a summation. A former FBI agent, Jerry, it said, gave the polygraph. We don't know who that was. We don't know how long that person's been doing it, whether they have expertise, what their training is. What year did her polygraph test take place? It just happened. Probably, supposedly, why Black GOP, supposedly just recently. When she got an attorney, the attorney said, go get the test. I think it was in August. It's sad, but since the Dems do this every time, I just don't believe it. Exactly. And we shouldn't believe it. You know what we should have done, Nina? We should have gone ahead and had the vote. But why didn't we? Because we have people like Flake, who's leaving, Corker, who's leaving, and Collins, who is up for re-election soon. And they don't want to make waves. And Murkowski as well. Everybody, we've got to wait. We've got to hold off. Rhinos. It's okay, Robin. Probably Brennan, Judy said, need to question Feinstein's judgment. She lost credibility over how she handled her driver. Yeah, but Chicago Pops, who's going to have hearings about her driver? Nobody. What about the slush fund Congress is involved in? I wrote about that, Danielle, in my article. Morning all. Hey, Carol, how are you? Peter Strzok or Lisa Page need more examples. Exactly, Pamela. I just saw that Grassley may cancel Kavanaugh hearing because the accuser isn't accepting the invitation. Chezzy, and if that's true, which I pray that it is, then go ahead and have that vote on Thursday and tell all of those rhinos, get your tail untucked and get out there and vote the way you know that you should. If an accuser won't come forward and sit at and accept that invitation after she said, I will accept that invitation, then right there is the answer. There's the answer. Crying wolf. Yeah, exactly. Collins was bribed to vote no. Good morning. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Lynn. Thank you. Ford was in such a hurry to get this out, but will not answer Congress. Exactly, Patrick. Have the vote, period. Oh, I agree, Nina. I think the slush fund is what is... I question that. Is Ellison going to be using that slush fund to pay off his accusers? What questions were asked in the polygraph? We don't know, Alan. We were just told it's a summation. I don't think she will show up. She's a liar because she got caught. Pamela said, what is a good title? We the people of America demand that Keith Ellison's accusers be allowed a hearing. Something like that. Public hearing. Make Congress crazy. I don't understand how these evil Dems can be leading. Why would people vote for them? Because, Robin, they don't know as much about it as you do. They don't watch and listen to the news other than the mainstream media. And if you only listen to the mainstream media and believed what was going on, you would think that everybody in the world except Democrats were evil. If you could retweet this, I would appreciate it. We are at the halfway point. I wonder if the Clinton cartel hitman will work for anyone. Asking for a friend, Barbara said. Something happened, but it is now void. Kim said, sad thing is it was ever true. No one would believe it. Sickening. Actions speak louder than words, Pamela said. They are getting so crazy. I hope it creates lots of walkaways. Problem, the same softball, open-ended questions. Yep. Go, Susan. Judy said, he is guilty if you Watchmen. Heading concerned citizens for equal justice. If you want, or just the American public, Judy. That's what we are. We're American public. If Dem gets control of House and Senate, our conservative policies and progress are over. Chicago Pops, the Republic is over. That's what it will be. Let me just take it one step further. Think MSM brainwashes people. Ugh, Kim said. May I ask what is the deal with the judge getting sworn in with the Quran? Don't know. Don't see that in the Constitution. Other people saying she's lying. I know people that only know MSM, and it's horrifying. They think everything MSM says is true. Yes. She doesn't want to face who she's accusing. I would certainly face someone I'm accusing of a crime. Me too, Robin. Absolutely. Me too. Who knew playing post office might haunt you someday? Geez, Dixie says. Are we to go to Congress to report rape and now to the police and not to the police? Or Lori, here's what you do. if anything happens to you, if anybody commits a crime against you these days, or you think there's a crime being committed against you, you're supposed to wait 35 years before reporting it. And then just go to the media, right? That's what you should do. Hire a lawyer first, go to the media, and make that report 35 years later. And just make sure that when it happened, that you were a minor, that the alleged perpetrator was a minor, right? And then just, come back and haunt them when they have a great job. Poor Susan, you are a reading genius. Thanks, Pamela. I try to keep up. I understand not reporting when you're young, but this is BS. It's Nina, it's BS. At least 35 years, sometimes more. Yep, Chessie. Yep. These are reasons women don't come forward. No, I think, Mama, there are a lot of men who are also victims. And they sometimes don't come forward. For more information, check this thread. What's that information on? Bill Cosby's sentencing next week has faced less scrutiny than Kavanaugh. Yep. I know that some women don't come forward because of it, but I'll tell you something. That is why, if something were to happen to you like that, hey Kim, happy Tuesday. That's why they have rape kits. That's why you should immediately call the police. And I know it's difficult for some people. Kavanaugh seems like a nerd. If anyone attacked anybody, she probably attacked him, Tom said. Statute of limitations, there is no legal issue. This is just a smear campaign. Alexis said, yep. Hey, Dianne Feinstein won't answer Grassley. Ciao for now. Okay, Kim, thanks so much for coming in. See you on Thursday. Most don't, though. Well, Nina, they need to start. I mean, we can't be victims. We can't allow ourselves to be victims. You can't, if a man or a woman, rapes you, or attacks you in any way, whatever, you have to go to the police. We can't sit back and not do that. And in this age where they're talking about women need to be empowered, women need, me too, women have to start learning how to come forward. They really do. And men too. There are men who are abused all the time, and they don't come forward for the same reasons. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, and this woman is not acting like anyone I've ever talked to, Judy said. Yeah. Exactly. I know, I understand that, but it doesn't always work like that. I know, Nina, it doesn't, but there are victims everywhere, and we can't say, just because that you're a victim and you can't come forward, that you have the right to claim somebody did something to you without proof. So she is showing her guilt. She's lying, Pamela said. You've got to be able, for anyone. I don't care what the crime is. Yeah, I agree, Nina said. You have to be able to defend yourself. I'm sure it's difficult. There are children that I've worked with that have to come forward and, tell that their parents molested them. And how difficult is that, having the parents sitting right there in the room? And if children can do it, then certainly adults can be helped to do that as well. You can have people in court with you, a support person, and it makes it easier. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not judging people who don't come forward. She's another insurance policy. That's right, Lynn. She has the right to be heard, so does Kavanaugh, Tom said. Yep. This is a dim setup. No doubt it's all lies, Robin said. It was a make-out session, not a sexual encounter. Gee, so tired of this high school petting, Barbara said. Could possibly be. Could possibly be. I don't know. Plus, she's saying grope, not molested or raped. That's right. Carmen, she only used the word attempted rape in 2013. She's going to be heard, and I'm going to listen without prejudice. Same for Kavanaugh. Somebody said she wasn't coming to the hearing. I don't know. I didn't choose to tell anybody. I kept it deep down inside and try to just live with it. It's not easy. And it's not, Lori. And it's not. Not all women are honest. That's true, Lori. And not all men are honest either. Yes, groped is much different. Yeah, it's like I said, she used her words that she used to the therapist, according to the Washington Post, is that he attacked her. We the people of America demand Keith Ellison is investigated for, there you go, for the allegations put forth by his two female accusers, Gary. So anyway, she alleged that he attacked her, and she thought he was inadvertently going to kill her. He might inadvertently kill her. That's what she said to the therapist, supposedly, in 2012. Fox News said Grassley was going to cancel since she wasn't accepting the invitation. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Good morning, Susan. I agree, especially when the victim can't even remember what, where, and when it happened. Latest news that she has not agreed to any hearings, Monique said. No witnesses, no case. That's it. If she's not accepting it, then you know what? This is Tuesday. Let's have the vote on Thursday and get on with it. And a lot of times, the thing of it is, if you don't have a corroboration and you don't have proof, your testimony, what you're saying, people who are therapists know what it sounds like when somebody is testifying to or telling them what actually happened. They have ways of being able to do that rather than always having a witness or something like that. We need to encourage our children, our young women, to be able to stand up for themselves, and young men too. The Dems are stoking the fire. Yes, they are, Zool. We have to stop letting the Dems railroad us. Absolutely. If she shows up to hearing, Kavanaugh should sue her. Well, Tom, he's not going to. So, it's not going to happen. Sounds like she would be shredded under oath. Well, and Dixie, that's what, the Democrats, they'll say she's not coming because she's afraid of getting shredded and that we can't make her a victim again. Didn't she identify everyone at the party, not just Mark Judge? She said, here's what she said, Ibris. She said that there were other people at the party, that everyone else at the party had one beer. She didn't say how many beers she had, but she said other people, they had one beer, and that Mark Judge and Kavanaugh were stumbling drunk because they had started early. How does she know that? How does she know what everybody else was drinking? You can't remember whose house it was, what year it was, if it was the summer or not, but you can remember that everybody in the room had one beer and that Kavanaugh and Judge were stumbling drunk. And my question is, as I said yesterday, she said Mark Judge jumped on top of them and they all tumbled to the floor. Well, if he jumped on top of them, wasn't he attacking them? Could he not have attacked them also? Should she not be suing him? Should she not be claiming he did anything wrong? Or is it only because that he's, I know, or is it only because he's not running for Supreme Court? So therefore, we don't need to bring that up. There are problems with remembering things 35 years later. Are they going to get Judge under oath? Of course, Ibris, they'll have everybody under oath in a hearing. Judge says no, he says he didn't even go to the party. Cool Breeze said, uh-oh, the lawyer is coming out in Susan. Karen Monahan Ellison posted her. Yes, let me tell you, Bob said, I can't remember how many beers I had on a particular day over 30 plus years ago. Kavanaugh is denying ever being there. That's right, Ibris, that's right. He told that to Orrin Hatch, and Orrin Hatch tweeted that out yesterday. When I sit back and think about how I don't remember every single detail I tried to forget, Lori said. She had one beer at the party but had 12 before the party, Kelly said. Jokingly, she should continue to see her therapist and hush up, Dixie said. I was on a jury years ago. A man raped his stepdaughters. They were so brave in confronting him, and they had DNA evidence. They were 11 and 13. He's spending the rest of his life in prison, mandatory. Good, Robin, good. Let me tell you, this came out today. I was really surprised at the timing that this came out. Mediaite did an article with Karen Monahan today, and they had her tweets in the article, and here is what she said. Yeah, Tom, I said that yesterday. She admitted to being 15 and drinking. She broke the law at 15 because I think the legal age in D.C. at the time, if it was D.C., was 18. Everywhere else it's 21. So is she capable of being a professor these days? Yeah, well, I'd like to know all about the FBI agent who gave the polygraph test, everything, credentials, experience, all of that. So let me read to you what Keith Ellison's accuser, Karen Monahan, told in a tweet. She said she was asked if the Democrats believed her, as they say they believe, all women that come forward. She's just a professor, no PhD. No, she has a PhD. She has a PhD in education, psychology, a PhD in education and something. Hey, Bob. Connecticut is where they were. Okay, Barbara. Karen said if asked if the Democrats believed her like they believe all other women, she said, no, they don't. I've been smeared, threatened, isolated from my own party. I provided medical records from 2017 stating on 2 different doctor visits. I told them about the abuse and who did it. My therapist released records stating I have been dealing and healing from the abuse. She wrote that on September the 17th at 5:44 a.m. If you want to go check out that tweet. Her handle is Karen Monahan, Karen, M as in Mary, O-N as in Nancy, A-H-A-N 1. Here's what else she said. 4 people, including my supervisor at the time, stated that I came to them after I shared the exact story I shared publicly. I shared multiple text messages between me and Keith where I discussed the abuse with him and much more. As I said before, I knew I wouldn't be believed. There's a woman who is a Democrat who is alleging that Keith Ellison did something to her, claims that she went to doctor, had her supervisor see it, therapist, on and on and on. How I don't know what is going on, but freezing up, Harley Guy said. So here we have this, and we have Keith Ellison still sitting there with nobody calling a hearing. Nobody calling a hearing on Keith Ellison, who is right now a congressperson in the United States running for Minnesota Attorney General. So, again, go and look at her tweets. You'll see it for yourself. And or go look at the Mediaite article about Keith Ellison's accuser that came out today. We have a double standard. We can't sit back and keep allowing this double standard to happen all the time. We do this every day, all the time. It's all because it doesn't fit the Dems' agenda. Yep. So glad he got life. Yeah, for who Robin was talking about. She posted her photo of her physician record. Karen Muslim Brotherhood need to be investigated along with Ellison. That'll never happen. Well, maybe not never, but not now. 911 call evidence. Yeah. Clean up your act. Guys have a much stronger urge than women. Well, Bob, I'll take your word for that. So, again, these liberal women doing this are setting women back. Men will be afraid to hire them. If Kavanaugh had said, well, yeah, I went to a party, but no one did, not happen, but he says not completely. I love you, baby. Well, thanks, Alex. Yeah, he said he wasn't even there. He thinks she's confused. And perhaps she is. Perhaps she was drunk. However, here's the thing I said yesterday. When she told another therapist in 2013 about an attempted rape, remember I said yesterday, was she talking about the same thing? Because she claimed that was her late teens. 15 years old is not late teens, and neither is 16. Was she traumatized? Has she been raped before? Was she traumatized and believing it was Kavanaugh? Did she want to pin it on somebody? I don't know. Those questions have got to be asked, and I can tell you something. I don't see them being asked. I really don't see them being asked. What if she had one encounter and got confused? That's what I'm saying, Barbara. What if she had one encounter with somebody else? What if she was raped by that person? She wants attention and money, Rhonda said. Me too. I was the only juror there that showed up for the sentencing. Oh, still can't get in. Freeze up is really bad. Harley, just go out and come back in if you can. Country Sherry, hello. How are you? I just think that, we don't have Republicans who are going to ask those hard questions. They really aren't going to. They're going to sit there and probably softball everything because they don't want to be looked at as the bad person. You're not going to have Collins, Murkowski, Corker, or Flake asking anything like that. You might have Kennedy, you might have Cruz, you might have Mike Lee, but that's about it. Christine can't recall who told her of the party, how she got there, etc., how she can trust her memory. Yeah, she doesn't even know whose house it was, Jerry. She doesn't even know really what year it was. She thinks it was 1982 in the summer. I don't believe her. I don't either, Country Sherry. I don't either. My connection was bad. I had to update Periscope. Okay, Daniel, that may be what's happening with everybody else. I think you're right. A smoke screen, an illusion to draw attention away from Ellison. Yeah. Maybe she was dreaming it all. I can't wait to sign the petition, Robin said. Yeah, and Gary, thank you again for doing this petition, and Judy for helping out with Gary on that and getting that petition to all of us. You can DM me. I'll put it on my timeline. I'll make sure it gets out there to people, however you want to do it. Robin says she can't wait to sign the petition either. We'll get it out to as many people as possible. Hey, Ruthie, good morning. Most survivors struggle to forget, not remember. I'm great, Ruthie. How are you? Yes, I had to update Perry last week on the iPad. Works best. Works good now. Yeah, you really have to update Periscope. What you can do is you can delete the app and just reinstall the app. Yeah, especially like if you have it on your phone, just take the app, just get rid of it, reinstall it. It won't get rid of any of your followers or anything else you've done. Gracie! Gracie's walking around. She acts like she's in trouble. Robin says thank you guys for working on that together. So, the other big news, as we know, is that FISA application going to be declassified, hoping to get all the texts from Bruce Orr, Strzok. It's a lot of free. It's all Gary. Okay, Judy. Thank you, Gary. We really do appreciate what you're doing. So we're hoping to get all the text messages from Strzok, Page, Orr, Comey, all of those people. We want to get all of the FISA applications to basically show that, as Lisa Page said, there was absolutely no way that they could even prove Russian collusion. And yet, we have them going out and basically claiming just that. From what I've understand is there are 3 pages, which includes information in a section titled "The Russian Government Coordinated Efforts to Influence the 26th Presidential Election." And there are 18 pages that relate to information the government submitted that came from Christopher Steele. And Carter Page, I guess, was on Sean Hannity last night, and he said that he was concerned with the damage that all of this did to the U.S. government and the mockery it made out of the Constitution, and all of the wrongdoing done by various officials within the DOJ, the FBI, and the DNC. So, I'm anxious to get that. I don't know how long it's going to take. My guess is that they are going to try to take as long as they possibly can. All right, So, we'll see. I think that Carter Page was totally set up. We need to declassify. I want to know what the Dems are hiding. That's what they're doing. You have Dems peeping in today? Well, So, I'm getting frustrated here, tried everything, but I can't come in the room. Harley Guy, you need to probably update your Periscope. So just delete the app and put it back in and then come back in. They don't want the findings to affect the election. Exactly, Ruthie. Can there be a class action lawsuit against the DNC for the dossier? That would have to be brought probably, it depends, Rhonda. It could be brought by Democrats. You've got to say who is it that would be the party impacted. The Democrats, I think the American people certainly could. The government should be the one bringing the lawsuit. And you just delete it off your screen, Harley, and then go to the App Store and reinstall it. What? So, this is really what the DOJ should be doing. They should be going after them. Hey, Junior, I can tell you something, Rhonda. If U.S. citizens were impacted, yes, it's true. But I'll tell you something, Rhonda. You wouldn't have enough money to go after these people. They would bury you in interrogatories, depositions, and everything else. Baby, what? Sorry, guys, I was a little late today. Just a little, Junior. Can you see these paws? Can you see these feet? I don't know if you can see them. It's Gracie wanting attention. If I bring her up, she's going to growl. FBI is an arm of the Democrats. Well, they certainly seem to have been, at least by the people at the top. Gracie wants Mama. I know. Can you see these little speckled feet? She's so funny. Yeah, if you're a Democrat and you still believe these rats, we will lose the republic. God is going to get you. Barbara said, "I'll catch the replay when we're done." Cool, Junior. I'm a citizen. Why can't the DOJ file action? Well, they should, Rhonda. And you could call the DOJ and encourage them to take action. They're not going to. Interference of this confirmation of Kavanaugh should be outlawed, Daniel said. See, what's happening, Rhonda, supposedly, is that we have Horowitz and Huber looking into this, right? So we have them kind of doing their investigation. And depending upon what they find, then Jeff Sessions or Rod Rosenstein or whoever's in charge of the DOJ at the time will make that decision whether or not we should go forward with the special counsel. So we have a long time to go. Come on up here. Come on. Jump. Come on. We have a long time to go. And midterms will already have come and gone, no doubt. I just wish they'd bring charges versus hearings, having all these hearings for all these criminals. They're already got the evidence. They need to be relentless without giving them more chances to make a mockery out of laws. Yeah, if we didn't have weak-kneed Republicans, that would work, Monique. Why haven't any Democrats been locked up? Think about that. Come here. Well, let's ask Rod Rosenstein. Hopefully, Rod Rosenstein, once these FISA applications are declassified, maybe Rod will have to find another job. I'm just sick of these butthurt people crying about minor life events. Cry when people die, Carmen said. I want the list before the Tuesday hearing. Yep. The feds bury you in paperwork and legal fees. It forces you to make a deal whether guilty or not. That's true. Now, I saw yesterday also that Flynn is going to be sentenced in November. Robert Mueller's group filed paperwork yesterday saying that they would be available in November for the sentencing. He won't be able. He'll be in jail, hopefully. Rod, that is. Yep. That would be nice, Helen. That would be really nice. But, you know, I don't hold my breath on any of these people anymore. As I told you yesterday about Greg Craig, is a guy that was a White House counsel for Obama. And he is being accused of not registering as a foreign agent. And they're trying to decide, do we want to bring a case against him or not? Well, it didn't take that long for everybody else that Mueller was investigating. Gracie is pulling on a rope I have right now. If you see my arm being pulled out of the socket. Maybe the president will pardon Flynn. I hope so, Helen. How convenient, charges filed against Flynn in November. Yes, yes. Not available until November, Rhonda. What are the odds of that? How long does it take you to come in for a hearing to ask for a certain sentence? Oh, I don't know. Maybe, let's give it 2 hours. It's not going to take that long, but let's give it 2 hours. She definitely wants you to. She does, Dawn. She is. Here's her robe. See this? This is what she's pulling out of my hand. Project Veritas came out with a new video today about the deep state, Judy said. Well, we need to see that one. Another bot. Yeah, everything, you know, the Democrats are perfectly timing everything because that's what they do. Now, we're going to be talking more about this today on God's Views on Political News, again, on the God's Views on Political News Facebook page. We will do this at 1 o'clock. It is a live show. You can make comments and ask questions during that live show. If you're not able to watch the live show, later in the afternoon, I post that show on SusanKnowles.com. And Harley Guy, just maybe, you know, try tomorrow. Just take out the app, reinstall the app and try to come back in. And so you can ask questions, everything else. It will be on my website. And is that only live on Facebook? For now, Dixie, yes. It's only on Facebook. Just go to the God's Views on Political News page on Facebook. Like the page. Come on in. Join the discussion. We have a lot of fun there. We're probably going to be talking a lot about this. Make sure Bill says, I know, pecan correctly. Yeah, Bill pronounces it pecan. I said, no, it's pecan, Bill. But, you know, I think the best thing we can do for the good judge is pray. Someone wrote 3 nice prayers on Twitter. And Barbara, 2 former girlfriends of Kavanaugh came forward and said, I've known this guy for 35 years. He did not do anything like this. Is not him. This is a polar opposite of who he is. 2 people and then 65. I don't know if they were part of the 65. I think they may have been. 65 whole people, 2 that have dated him, have said this ain't the guy that we know. So anyway, um, it's a they're dated him during the time period. Yep, yes they were. Thanks Susan for another great scope. It's good to be back. Chicago Pops, we have missed you. Please don't be a stranger. Um, and sorry I missed your scope. Oh, Joe, that's okay. Just go ahead and replay it. And please, everybody, if you would retweet this, I would really appreciate it. Get the word out. Please get my article out at susanknowles.com on Ellison. You're welcome, Judy. And also, please, I'll be waiting for Gary to get that petition to me, and I will make sure that you get it too. What was this when I pecan? I know. It's like, no, it's pecan. Everybody knows it's pecan. All right, you guys, I will see you on Thursday, unless something happens. Breaking news, and I'll be back on Wednesday. But until then, God bless you. See you at God's Views on Political News in about an hour. Take care. Thank you, everybody, on YouTube. God bless you. I'll see you on